I'm Kevin Anthony King in downtown LA, where the Lakers have a new look and new controversy. I'm Kevin Anthony King at Dodger Stadium, where veterans become stars. That story coming up next. More than 200 children will take part in the basketball tournament, and it all kicks off tomorrow morning. Jay, we're at the Staples Center where the Lakers will take on the San Antonio Spurs tonight. But most fans are talking about one thing, the coach. It's the move that Laker legend Earvin Magic Johnson isn't quite ready to endorse.
Right now, it hasn't all sunken in yet. You know, we thought we were going to get Phil Jackson, so.
From downtown LA, I'm Kevin Anthony King. Jay, back to you. Army veteran and Dodger great Don Newcombe says this is the team's way of saying thank you. Don, can you tell me why this day is so important?
Well, it's a day for the veterans, and I'm a veteran from the Korean War back in 1952 and 53. This is the greatest experience that I've ever had in my life, and I've had some great experiences inside and outside of baseball.
Well, I think being able to honor our veterans, especially on Veterans Day in any way, is a tremendous opportunity to say thank you for all that they do for us every day.
All right, well, Scott and Josh's game was moved up to a 5:30 start time to try to beat the rain, and Stillman Valley still is hoping to get in its first home game of the season. We go right to it. The 1-2 Cardinals hosted winless Mendota. Stillman Valley finally got to play a home game. Here comes the Stillman fans busting out their selfie sticks for this one. Now, there was a half-hour delay because of lightning, and speaking of lightning, Cole White would bolt his way off tackle and take it 75 yards for a score. But wait a minute, there's yellow flags in the background. It would come back. So guess what? White says, I'll do the darn thing one more time. Pitch out from Ethan Roberts, and boom, off tackle and runs it in. Cards up 14-0. The crowd showing Cole White some love with the whiteout sign. Look at that. After Mendota goes 3 and out, it's White time again. He would take it to the house for a 65-yard touchdown. And guess what? There was no flags at all. The Cards go on to win it 39-7. That'll wrap up that game. Scott and Josh, back to you.
Well, the Bears are leading the NFL in one category, penalties.
Kevin King joins us now with more on that.
Well, Scott and Josh, penalties, penalties, penalties. That was the million-dollar topic at Hallis Hall this week. Why have there been so many? Well, the players are owning up to their mistakes despite a coach taking the rap for it. What does the year 1944 have to do with the Chicago Bears? Well, pretty simple. That was the last time they had 170 yards and penalties in a single game. And that's what Bears players were growling about in the locker room.
However, going to a game, hoping to jump off sides, that's not really going to help. It's not going to help us be positive, and honestly, you just have to go and find a way to get it done.
I think, it's something you want to limit. I think penalties are up all around the league. I think we're way ahead after 2 weeks of where we were a year ago.
He's right. Last year, the Bears had 100 yards worth of penalties through 2 games, and this year they've already got 234 yards. Offensive coordinator Adam Gase owned up to his mistakes and said bad play calling may have been the cause.
Poor job of putting those guys in good position. After going back and watching the tape and evaluating that, I felt like I could have put Jimmy in some better spots.
Zach Miller says Gates was just sticking up for the team and says the penalties are their responsibility.
It's on us. We're on the field. He's calling the plays that he calls, and we got to take care of business on the football field when he calls them. So whatever he calls, we got to get in the right position and be able to execute what he wants.
The Bears are hoping that they'll be in better shape this time next week because they haven't started 0-3 since 2003. Players in the locker room say it's pointless to think negative.
If you're thinking about that, then you're thinking about the wrong things. And if it does come up in your mind, you got to find a way to be mentally tough.
If you look back, you're not really focused on what's the task at hand. So we're focused on day-to-day what we can do to get better and go into Seattle and get a win.
The Bears haven't won in Seattle since 2009. They're going to try and change that this time. Scott and Josh, back to you.
This is the second year the Dodgers put on this event, and considering the turnout, it won't be the last. From Dodger Stadium, I'm Kevin Anthony King.